All right, so what should you focus on as an athlete, gym wise? So, as an athlete, I always like to focus on, a couple things. So, strength, speed, and quickness, also explosiveness and endurance. So, when you're an athlete, you don't necessarily have to train, the same way as a normal gym goer, trains, or, like a bodybuilder, as people say. But along with that is you're never there's no such thing as being too strong. Like you're never going to be too strong, unless you're on like steroids. So when people say, oh, you're going to get too strong, it's like the chance of that happening are like slim to none, unless you're like in the 1% genetic wise. Getting too strong is like, there's no such thing as too strong. Now, can you get too big or too, you can get slow from lifting? Yes, that's why you don't train like a bodybuilder. But what I was taught is, for most sports, you want to train your lower half very, that's the part you want to, focus most, intently on. So when you train your lower half, your legs, you want to focus on explosiveness and power. So you don't necessarily want to do like, a lot of reps, that stuff doesn't matter. And depending on what your sport is, like your leg size isn't going to matter either. So you don't need to train, a lot of hypertrophy on your legs. Not only does this, prevent you from getting hurt, it also keeps your speed and quickness up. So I always train my legs for strength, power, and, explosiveness. I never really cared about their size, even though my legs are a good size. But as an athlete, you don't really need, big, thick bodybuilder legs. The upper body, though, is like, you have more leeway with. And it's kind of hard to get your upper body to the point where you're like, okay, this guy needs to chill out for most people. Now, there are some of you out there like me, I could get there. But, for the most part, you're going to be okay. I mean, if you're a football player, basketball player, whatever, you'll be good. But, again, you want to focus on explosiveness, like you got cleans, squats. People who say don't do squats, they're lying to you. Some of the best athletes in the world are doing squats. NFL players, NBA players, wrestlers, like they're doing squats. You're not. Now, do you have to do like a bodybuilder type, squat system? No. You have to squat every day? No. But there are good ways to use a squat to boost your athletic performance. And again, another reason why so many people tear ACLs is because they have weak glutes, hips, and quads and hamstrings. Your knee strength starts from the base up, base down. So if you have a weak, hips, weak abdomen areas, if it's weak up here, in your hips, thighs, all that, it's just going to affect it all the way down. So I'm not saying, you don't have to be squatting 500-600 pounds, but you should be working your legs. And again, there's explosive squat workouts you can do with lightweight, medium weight, help you take off. Again, just look up track squat workouts. It's all right there. Same thing with basketball. I mean, you're never gonna not benefit from strength. Like, you can always benefit from being stronger, being more explosive. You get upper body movements, there's plenty of upper body movements. Overhead press, help with your strength. I mean, especially if you're playing a physical sport, you're gonna want that, push off power, that, that quick ability. Now, if you're talking about boxing or combat sports, you really don't need as much, weight room activity. Actually, it might be counterproductive. But, I mean, being strong, let's say you're heavyweight, then yeah, you're gonna want some strength. But if you have that naturally, might not need as much. You're gonna want to focus more on calisthenic workouts, because the game of combat sports like that is, speed, snappy movements, stuff like that. You don't want to be too bulky, slow you down. Which, not everybody's slowed down. If you look at a guy like Tyson, he was obviously not, a slow dude by any means. But, not everybody's Tyson. So, yeah, no, I'm assuming most of you guys aren't doing combat sports, but even if you are, if you have the right technique and the right, skill set, it's not really going to matter. As long as you're in shape, you're in shape. If you have your technique and your skills down, you're going to whoop whoop anybody's ass. That's just, you know, how it works. Skill and technique is usually going to beat whatever else is out there. You know, a guy seeing red, whatever these people, you know, these clowns say. So, yeah, for the most part, I mean, again, you're not training like a bodybuilder, but you're focusing on explosiveness, endurance. You know, there's endurance methods of lifting. I'll get into that in other videos. But it's kind of like if you ever watch Russian style training or Dagestani training, their lifting techniques and styles, a lot of it revolve around endurance. So lighter weight, a lot of reps, and the goal is just get your muscle as tired as possible, but keep moving. And the weight's heavy enough but light enough to where you can do, you know, 30, 40 reps of it and then switch to something else. Kind of like circuit drills, which, you know, are beneficial for your endurance. But that's about it. I'm not making it too long. But